Great, I rested and it was just gorgeous, fantastic. Rested in a hotel and now I'm at an altitude of 1900 meters above sea level. Here the sun is frying and the midgets are very beaten. And of course I put on my sandals. And here you can see my little tan from the shoes. My legs are peeling off, cause they've burned. And the same story with my hands, but I'll put on the gloves in a second. And today, well, I wish it will be today, I will have 2500 meters of elevation. Can you imagine it? This is crazy. Well, I actually already done it in the past, even got 3000 per day. So now we'll try 2.5. They say that the asphalt road will take me at least 1 and 1,500 meters up. So that will be already higher than 3 and 3.5, where there is no midgets, so it will become easier to ride. I began my climb, it's already almost 3000, well, 2900 above sea level. It's getting fresh and the rain started to drip. Is it necessary? But it's still comfortable to ride, because of asphalt. The asphalt which makes the road much more enjoyable than the off-road track. I got carried away and it's already dark, but I have passed almost 90 kilometers, reached the 3600 meters mark and stopped for dinner. Here the children are doing their homework.
Allá, sí, comer. Allá, comer. Aquí también.
Now, in total darkness and under the rain, a couple of locals came up to me. And what's interesting, they are telling me where the hotel is. But they are not inviting me as a guest, although they were going here under umbrella from afar, nearly 200 meters. Here I will place my tent. Everything is already poured by the rain. That's not the best part, well, that's how I look. I'm not going to wet the camera right now. Oh, and that's the road. But they don't care. This my neighbors. I haven't put a tent together under the rain for ages. It's totally wet inside. And from outside you can also see those flows. I fastened my bike here, my neighbors waited until I finished all my manipulations with the tent, and here I am, completely wet. Simply, the water is everywhere. The rain intensified through a process, so I realized that there was no sense to hide anymore, and now I need to get into a tent somehow. Because I spent a lot of time installing the top part, there is so much wet inside the tent for now. Just look at it. I'm steaming. The whole tent is wet inside. I soaked to the skin. And the rain is drumming. What could be more beautiful? I don't know even where to start. It just flows from me. I'm totally confused. I hope it will be sunny in the morning and I'll leave later, but will have enough time to dry out, because I'm too wet. I would even say over wet. That's how I feel. It's 8:30 in the morning. I have woke up at 6 AM despite the fact that the sun have only appeared recently. I was laying and waiting until it starts to dry somehow. The shirt is drying on me, and with the sun it's easy and simple. The main thing is to put it on, and then everything starts to dry out. Now it's almost dry and the rest of my place have turned straight into a gypsy camp. Everything dries here. The sleeping bag, the top part of a tent from both sides, the self-inflating mat dries, as well as the tent bottom, and the net too. There it lies in the sun. It's also wet from the both sides, although the bottom part is waterproof. So all my water from inside the tent didn't disappear overnight. But I also didn't have the additional one. It will dry up here and then I'll flip it to the other side. Well, and here we have a mat bags, the windbreaker is wet, almost dry up very fast, because it's thin. The bag from a sleeping bag also dries. Let's flip it. I managed to dry the tent and other stuff, maybe except the gloves that remained wet. But that's okay, that will dry out along the way. I packed up, the sun has already hidden behind the clouds, and it's starting to become cool. Now I have the smooth race to go, slowly. There is a very small roadside, but at least it's here. Sometimes it breaks off, and again, I haven't been traveling along the large roads for quite a bit. And this is a big one. The trucks and cars are flying wig-wog. Alright, let's go. Now we'll ride a little bit and we'll have a dinner. Not a bad life, huh? Only had breakfast. But it was an oatmeal, probably just to maintain a mood. It doesn't glut my appetite at all. I overeat it then, when I ate it for a long time, almost for 3 days in a row, so now I ate it just for the record. Feel the need for another meal. It's already 4,000 meters above the sea level. And here we have such a beauty. We cross the road. Here it flows straight from the rock. There is a duct below the road, and here people are washing.
¿Ah?
¿Qué tal?
Perfecto.
Muy bien.
¿Esto fin de subida o no? Aquí fin de subida o no, o más. Ah, y después solo bajada. Perfecto.
She says there is no lake there, it just flows from the rock. And goes straight to the valley. Here is all the wash stuff drying. I left the hotel only yesterday, so for now I have nothing to wash. That's why I will leave people without spectacle of how I wash the clothes. They made that tunnel in the rock specifically for the water. Now let's go and walk along that dam. Oh, they even wash cars here. And there's also some kind of dump. A little one. There it goes in, and here it goes out. Why do they need a dam here? I can't believe that it was full of water somewhere in the past. And now let's go back. So what do we have? Now it's 3,986 meters above sea level. The temperature is plus 21, it's not so cold, and here the little one is also relieving himself. Well done. Could still step aside. Oh, what a technique!
¿Por qué no en casa?
No hay agua.
¿No hay agua?
No hay agua en casa.
They say they don't have water at home all year round, and therefore no washing machine, so they wash here. They use such a beater for washing and just mold the clothes like that. The full slope is covered by this family's stuff that they finished to wash. And for now, its all members are resting on the other side of a hill. They bring the washed things closer to the source in order to rinse them. They unload it strictly on the stones, but after that they put it, in this case, a special white bag underneath, so not to put it straight on the grass or the ground. And those are the things of other people, that also wait until things dry. They use the bag or the package from big chocolates. And here's the same story. And at the same time, other people come to take pictures near the waterfall. Right next to the road, it's already 4,000, there's a mountain river, and naturally it's a place where the trout dwells. And that's how the trout farm looks like. I hope I'll be allowed to shoot. Oh, the dog. I'll take a stone just in case.
Buenos días. ¿Puedo filmar? Gracias.
Trucha, $12.5. Oh, dollars. Salt, of course. That's approximately $4. That's how much a kilogram of trout costs here.
Buenas. ¿Dónde más grande trucha? Solo para filmar. ¿Esta más grande?
This is the largest.
Ajá, 5 truchas, 1 kilo.
It's how do we call it? Oh, 5 trouts per 1 kilogram. Here they are, going around the circle. Quite big. But in general, for locals it makes sense to buy it by a live weight, because it costs a lot cheaper than ready-made. So... Oh, and what's here?
Aquí pescado también.
I said that there is also some kind of fish here.
Blanco con rojo. Allá. ¿Esto no para comer?
No, ese es ornamental. Ahí está, bien grande.
¿Solo una?
Hay 2, 3 ahí.
Ah, 2, 3.
Se esconde.
There are only 2 or 3 of them.
Otro más pequeño. Es el más grande.
Clear, and this is the biggest one. We are staring at a fish. I see the brushes, but I don't see the net. Hello, doggy. It seems that you can catch them with your hand. And I will try. Yeah. I definitely touch them. So this is how a trout farming lives here. They place their farm somewhere along a drought the channel or some kind of brook. Perhaps the trout also lives here, and I think that it really does. But they make separate special farms with a constantly running water. Somehow sort the fish by a number, understanding where and what size do they have, resettle them and move from one bass to another. So the trout needs only a running water. Well, you're the noisiest here, so I'll catch you anyway. Here. Se vende trucha. Trucha selling. Trucha means trout. Alright, since I already stopped here, maybe not everyone saw the trout, so we must look at it, especially the Peruvian one. It is the same, but now we'll call a friend with a net.
¿A puedo foto un trucha?
Ah, claro.
Por favor.
He said, yes, friend, of course. We'll do it. They are very cute, these fishes.
Con su comida, ¿ya?
Esta comida.
Ah, esta es su comida.
¿Para gente normal?
No, es harina de pescado.
Well, yeah, it stinks of a herbal food. Like an aquarium. Now you'll see. See? He luring them by a couple. And here it goes. He dips it. And one and done. Whoa, yeah! They are sleepy.
No, así tienes que agarrarlo.
How does he take them?
Despacio nomás. Espera un poco, que se tranquilice.
Un momento, un momento.
Now I smell like a fish.
Gracias. ¿Qué pasó?
Le faltó oxígeno y sol.
¿Está normal?
Sí, reacciona, ¿eh?
How tender this trout turned out to be. He released it and it swam.
Ого. Muy rápido.
Rápido, se quita.
I'm saying quite a nimble fish.
Muchas gracias. Una más.
Well done, man. Thank you very much for this tour. It's a reliable bridge. Damn, I really like the price. And I wonder whether you know the price of a trout in your city's markets or supermarkets. Here I repeat, it costs $4 per kilogram of a trout, and I believe that this is a good price. Although I haven't been to markets for ages and I don't know our prices, but I think it's a good one. I'm waiting for your comments, by the way, just in case to compare. Please write country, city and the price. Well, if you know, of course. Let's see how the prices vary. This is how the road looks like at an altitude of 4,400 meters. (4,400 meters), it's not cold, the most comfort weather to ride a bike, but I put on the windbreaker cause it's cool to stand still. And there ahead you can see the big mountains, and it wouldn't be me if I hadn't stopped near whom? Who are those guys? Don't you know who is it? This is alpacas. Everyone knows llamas, they look very similar. But the llamas simply have long hair, well, you know, and these ones are curly like a lamb's. Here, they are the size of a sheep, but with a long neck. I wonder whether they spit. And why did they dress your ears so beautifully? Let me touch someone, please. Hi, cutie. Oh, it feels so fluffy. Yeah, you can go somewhere. What else? They are the fancy animals, huh? I don't like it when you hide your ears like that. Well, now you're separated with your friends, don't you? That's it, so now you can go. And now they will run, no? Oh, what a big tease. Wow, and look at them, look, they are like plushie. That's it, these alpacas, they were born and raised at such an altitude, and no one has ever offended them like that. Let them graze on and I'll go back to my bicycle. There it stands, beautifully, proudly and lonely. So far without me. Now I'm finally hungry, so it's time to have lunch. I've already passed 30 kilometers. The 4,412 meters mark was left behind, and now the road goes a little bit down. An ordinary day in an ordinary Peruvian village. The Peruvian village. And look at those benches.
Buenas tardes.
After meeting with all sorts of alpacas in the mountains, it's time to go and have lunch. And that's how a usual local restaurant looks like. Right at home, built-in garage. I go in with the drone because I'm going to charge, there I see a socket, and also some local guy, but that's not a problem. But still, it's good to be interesting sometimes. They ask where, how and how long do I ride, and also where am I going to rest. I said, don't know, in some other place. So they go, why not here? And I go, because there's no internet. So they told me they fix it. Now I will have an internet. Usually you go to cafe, do not suspect anything, and then bam, a crowd of alpacas behind your back. And that is... So now I understand why all the lawn here is cut. Because alpacas eat it. The dog doesn't even react to them. They are funny. Oh! And here it's very beautiful. The clouds, the driver of some dangerous scene drank beer. Yeah, you heard it right. The drivers drink here. And over there beauty starts. We'll go there in a minute. I don't know where I'll spend the night, so I'll take myself some food to eat. The sun hit a little and it became very cold. It's already plus 8 degrees. And it's like brrr. I'm riding in a good pace, so I decided to make a small loop. I'm going to turn aside, and due to that, I'll be able to visit the thermal sources tomorrow, because today I'm probably no longer in time. But tomorrow I'll definitely be lying in those waters, or it may still be today. We'll see, although I spent too much time in a cafe. Now let's ride. It's 4,150 meters above sea level. And here we have such a beautiful meadows. A true fairy tale place for a tent. But I still need to get closer to the village, there it is next to me. So there will be a connection and I can post all my publications. I have another 15 kilometers to ride to the bases, not so much, but I just worried that it may not work, and there is no guarantee that they will let me in to spend the night, as it was last time. Okay, it's worth a shot, let's go. 7 p.m, it's dark, nothing visible, but they still work.
250?
I hope it will be enough light to shoot. So, we are coming in. Here is my room. Number 3 is mine. It's very small. So as you see, this is a kind of a little pool I was aiming to, but they say that the water is hot. During the last part of our ride, the temperature fell to just 5 degrees, quite cool. So now to get into hot water is pure pleasure. And it's interesting, but they have an automatic drain here. After half an hour, she knocked at the door and opened the drain, so the water went down. But it was cool, about half an hour of warming up. Here they have several of these private small pools, where you can get warm, as I did, and they also have a big one. Oh, it's already empty, and they close it. Although they generally said that it works up to 10. Maybe there were no visitors, so they shut it down. That's it. Here is the bike, it stands exactly where I left it. Not the most pleasant thing to do now is to look for a place in a dock, but I more or less understand where I will place a tent. I also want you to show my favorite experiment with an altitude. This bottle was closed at a height of 1,900 meters above sea level. Now it's 4,100, or even more, nearly 4,300. Let's look how the pressure inside the bottle has changed over time. Listen to that sound. Like that. And nearly the same story with the pressure in my tires. And vice versa. If I close it here and then go down, it will be squeezed. I'll get myself some water for the night camp. There is some water left, but I want to use it now for making a tea. I have some buns and I'm still hungry. The rest of it will be used in the morning for cooking porridge. Here it goes. We finally went out on the street. It's very nice here now. It's already a few minutes past 9, so I decided not to go far and found such an interesting place right here on the territory. They don't... Oh, one moment. They don't promise rain at night, so placing under the roof is not necessary. Unlike the hot tea. So now we are going to make ourselves a tea, and while the burner warms up, I will quickly put up a tent. In other words, that's it for today. I covered quite a good distance. Oh, someone's coming to see how am I doing. Not a problem, we'll speak. So the woman came, I've already met her before, well, earlier this day.
¿Su nombre?
Ruslan.
Ah, Ruslan. ¿Ese nombre de otro país?
Sí, de mi país.
She asked why should I sleep here and invited me to another place, where I can sleep up to 6 a.m. in the morning. Of course I agreed.
¿Es la bandera de tu país?
Sí, bandera de Ucrania.
Amarillo con azul.
Sí, en Perú blanco y rojo.
Ah, Perú blanco y rojo.
Yo puedo aquí. Sí, bicicleta.
That's a good acquaintance.
Acá se no guarda tu bicicleta. Acá.
Ah, sí.
Acá son las tinitas. Es para bañarse. Acá no la ven, ve. Aquí no te vas a dormir. Aquí estará bien.
Sí, aquí caliente.
Sí, calientito. Acá el agua calientito.
Ajá.
No, aquí no te duele.
Sí. Perfecto.
She said it's a good place. Oh, it's warm here.
Ahí nomás te duermes.
I didn't expect that everything would turn out like that. So they wash themselves in these buses with the soap. I didn't know that. Here, how they open the drain, and the water goes down. Great. That's a good life. And now it's my second attempt to make myself a tea. When I was walking with a hand lamp in the dark and was looking for a place, this woman came out here with a mop and was looking at me like that. So I came up to greet her, told her that I'm going to do here. Then she asked whether I'm scared. I said no. Why should I be scared? This is a calm region, generally the whole mountain area here. She answered, and I'm scared. I was scared even because of you now. We chatted, I told her about my trips, you know, all that stuff. That now I'm going to place a tent here. She said great, but how are you going to sleep there, cause it's cold? I explained that I have all the stuff, that I'm ready, that I have a sleeping bag and a mat, but no. And here she came back and invited me to sleep under the roof. And tomorrow she will return to the job at 6 a.m. and will wake me up. Once again I thank Tatiana and Leonid from New York. Not only do I eat all the same porridge and drink tea, but I also shared it with a woman. Gave her a few tea bags, she was so happy. This tea smells so delicious. And of course, she was also surprised with my burner.
Por la mañana, 6, ¿sí?
Ya, ajá. Las 6 de la mañana.
Ajá, sí, perfecto.
Acá también o adentro también. Aquí no le apagas la luz así.
Ajá.
Ahí ve.
Sí,
Ahí
claro.
nomás, ¿ya?
Sí.
Yo ya me voy también arriba ya.
So now she's closing the door.
Hasta mañana.
I said see you in the morning, she responded tomorrow at 6 a.m. That's it. Great. I will sleep right here. Today it became easier for me. I decided to behave differently with the Peruvians, so to say more simple. Although I'm already simple, but I decided to be even more simple than I am right now. Just answer the questions and do not blink when they sometimes ask quite a strange ones. And please, hear the result. I have a place for a night. That's not a big victory, I could simply sleep in a tent. But still the victory, because now I have the ability to charge everything, although everything's charged. We'll use it somehow. I'll drink my tea and go to bed. See you tomorrow. The woman left and returned less than in 10 minutes.
Pan cancha.
Calcha.
Sí, y pancito.
Muchas gracias. Muchas gracias.
It's very...
Sí, con fuego. Hasta mañana.
How nice that was. I'm stunned. I have no words. Really, I mean this. This was so humanly, so humanly. I've even got goosebumps, honestly. That's how great it was. It was already a beautiful note to finish this day. I thought it couldn't be cooler, but... Well done, ma'am. Thank you so much. By the way, notwithstanding, I planned to share some porridge with her when she'll come in the morning, and now it's a settled issue.